Good morning and welcome to the Los Angeles City Council. Today is Tuesday, June 27th, 2006. We are meeting here in John Ferraro Council Chambers of room 340 of City Hall. I want to welcome members of the public, as always, to come down to our regularly scheduled meetings, which occur each Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. These are meetings open to the public, and members of the public are invited to comment during our general public comment or on items that have been agendized for general public comment, or any items that council members move to reopen public comment with as well. If Van Nuys is closer to where you live, you can always go down to Van Nuys City Hall, and via remote we are able to take your testimony and listen to it here downtown. The first Friday of each month we do meet in the Van Nuys City Hall in the council chambers there on that first Friday of the month at 10 a.m. as well. We are being broadcast live on Channel 35, LA City View, your city channel. And also we are webcast through our city's homepage at lacity.org, where there is streaming video of our council meetings. And you can also call council phone at 213-621-CITY and listen to the proceedings of the council or any of our council committees as well. We are awaiting a quorum, which is 10 members or 2/3 of our 15 members right now. And I want to thank the council members who are here pursuant to council rules in a timely fashion. Councilmember Huizar, Parks, Smith, Weiss, Wesson, and Zine are all here on time. We do have council members Cardenas, Labange, and Padilla excused today from this meeting on business, and we also have Councilmember Gruhl arriving late. That would leave us waiting for Councilmember Hahn, Councilmember Perry, Councilmember Reyes, Councilmember Rosendahl in order to begin our meeting. As soon as we do have 10 members, we will begin the business of the City Council. Thank you. Weezer, Parks, Reyes, Smith, Weiss, Wesson, and Zine for being here. We are still awaiting Councilmember Hahn. We're still awaiting Councilmember Perry, and we're still awaiting Councilmember Rosendahl. If those council members can make their way down, we need 2 of those 3 to begin this meeting. Thank you, Mr. Rosendahl. We now need one of the remaining 2, Ms. Perry or Ms. Hahn, to join us to begin this meeting. Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Cardenas, Gruel, Hahn, Weezer, Labange, Padilla, Parks, Perry, Reyes, Rosendahl, Smith, Weiss, Wesson, Zine, Garcetti. 10 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
All right, colleagues, we have a quorum. First order of business, Madam Clerk.
Approval of the minutes.
All right, Mr. Weiss moves and Ms. Perry seconds. If there's no objection, please consider that a unanimous vote. Next order of business.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Okay, Mr. Zine moves and Mr. Smith seconds. If there's no objection, that too will be unanimously approved.
And, Mr. President, this is Tuesday, and there is a flag salute.
Okay, I could please ask everybody to rise in council chambers for Pledge of Allegiance. And if we could ask Mr. Weiss to lead us in a salute to the flag, Mr. Weiss.
One could please stand and put your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Weiss. Next order of business, Madam Clerk.
On the regular agenda, Mr. President, item number 1 is an item notice for public hearing, and the applicant consents to a continuance to July 12th.
Okay, is there any objection, colleagues? If not, we will continue item 1 until the 12th of July. Next item.
And also, Mr. President, on item number 2, I believe there's a request to continue that matter for 30 days, and that was July 28th.
Okay, colleagues, is there any objection to continue item 2 till July 28th? If not, that will be unanimously approved. Just as a reminder, colleagues, everything today will be going forthwith, so there's no need to ask for that. We will make sure this week, at the end of the fiscal year, everything moves forthwith. Next items, please.
Next items, Mr. President, are items for which public hearings have been held, items 3 through 19. Number 3 is a commissioner. Do you wish to hold that on the desk?
Yes, please.
And also on item number 8, the Budget and Finance Committee report has been submitted on that item. A motion is required. There are 2, the recommendations differ on those 2.
Okay, where's the other report from?
The other report is from Audits and Governmental Efficiency.
Okay. So Mr. Weezer and Mr. Parks, we have 2 different reports on number 8. If either of you would like to move those. Mr. Reyes?
Council number 6, item number 6, I'd like to hold on the desk. We're going over some detail on that
Okay.
right now.
Okay, for Mr. Reyes, we'll hold number 6. Back on number 8, Mr. Weezer and Mr. Parks, there's 2 conflicting reports. We can hold that for a second if you, I don't know if they're conflicting as much as one adds some comments. Is that?
I believe
Correct.
the Budget and Finance has the actual amount to transfer and the accounts from which it was to be transferred.
Okay. So,
That's on 39,
okay, hold on one second. We're not quite there yet. But this is, no, sorry, this is on number 8.
number 8. That's on we dealt with that at Budget and Finance to move the Budget and Finance report,
Okay.
gives a 3-year contract.
Okay. We have a motion to move the Budget and Finance report on that. Is there any objection to that? If not, when we consider the balance, let's move that
And
report.
Mr. President, I
Council
understand.
We're still calling specials. Yes, Mr. Reyes?
Yes, if we're done with item number 8, I'd like for Councilman Cardenas to hold item number 4 on the desk. They're going through some detail there as well.
Okay, we'll hold 4 special. Okay, other specials, colleagues, in items 5 and then 7 and through 19? Any other specials? Okay, seeing none on the balance, let's open the roll,
They need it.
Oh, they did. Okay.
close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
Okay. Those will go forward, except for the ordinance number 5 will carry over. Next items, please.
Next items are items for which public hearings have not been held, items 20 through 38. 10 votes are required for consideration, and I understand on item number 36, there is a substitute motion. It
Okay.
has not been distributed yet.
All right, colleagues, any specials? 34 from Mr. Wesson. Other specials, colleagues? All right. If not, let's open the roll on the balance. This does include a reappointment of a commissioner, but I know we want to get her out of here and get her home to rest as quickly as possible, so close the roll and tabulate the vote.
11 eyes.
And let me just thank our Commissioner, Dr. Paula Cruz Takash, for her service, and thank you again for offering to serve the city. We appreciate it. Next items, please.
Next item, Mr. President, is item number 39, and that is the motion required. There are 2 reports on that one.
Okay, Mr. Parks?
Yes, I want to move the budget and finance report on 39.
Okay, is there any objection to that? If not, let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
11 eyes.
Okay,
Can we have number 11 and 21 forthwith?
everything's forthwith today.
Thank you.
Okay. Next item, please.
Next item, Mr. President, is item number 40, and that's an item for which public hearing has not been held, and I believe there's a request to refer that matter back to Budget and Finance Committee.
Okay, is there any objection, colleagues, to referring 40 back to Budget and Finance? If not, so ordered. Next items?
Mr. President, on the items for which public hearings have not been held, item 21 was bid on the, or confirmation of award of sale on the trans, and that has not been submitted yet by the CAO. So would you like to reconsider that and hold that on the desk?
Sure, let's open the roll on reconsideration. Close the roll and tabulate the vote.
11 eyes.
Okay. And I believe we actually had some cards, maybe those weren't referred on some of the special, on some of the items for public hearings not been held. I have a card up here for 29 and one for 30. I also have one for 37 as well. So why don't we reconsider those as well, if we can reconsider 20, 30, and 37 for cards from the public. Please open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote. That's 29, 30, and 37.
11 eyes.
And let's do the same for item number 40. There's a card. Open the roll. Oh, that was referred back, so we don't need to. Thank you for the correction. All right. All
Mr.
righty.
Then going back to the items called special, the first item
Yes,
is
please.
the commissioner, and that's, well, I'm sorry, Mr. President, do you wish to take up public comment at this time?
Okay, why don't we go ahead and take our general public comment right now? I'd like to invite forward Sky Anderson as our first speaker, and then to be followed by Gerard Mottola. You'll have 2 minutes each. Sky Anderson.
My name is Sky Anderson. I've appeared here before under the name of Dave Thompson. I have a real name, Dave Thompson. My professional name is Sky Anderson. I'm 73 years old, and I've been a resident of this country for 73 years, and I watch what's going on in this country, and I'm deeply disturbed about the President of the United States. In my opinion, this man is mentally ill. Mentally ill. He's paranoid. He loves power. He achieves power secretly. He has many secret enemies. We didn't have a terrorist threat to the United States until he became president 6 months. Then 9/11 happened because he did things secretly, in my opinion, that caused people to want to retaliate against us. He's got us deep in debt. We owe other countries this money to finance the war in Iraq. He went to the war in Iraq because he wanted power. We're deep in debt. 50,000 people have been killed because he wanted power. We had massive demonstrations against this, going into this war, but he ignored it. He went against advice to go to this war so we have power over the military. He's got National Guard troops stationed all over the United States who he has power over. This man is mentally ill, and he's driving this nation to a mentally ill state where we're threatened by terrorists. Mr. Clinton didn't have this problem. Other presidents didn't have this problem. President Eisenhower, a Republican, didn't have this problem. President Roosevelt, a Democrat, didn't have this problem. President Clinton and President Bush is mentally ill, and our country is in deep trouble, and he keeps getting more entrenched in his secret espionage and secret methods, and when the media exposes him, he threatens the media. This man is mentally ill, and the whole future of the United States is in deep trouble. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Gerard Mottola.
Hi, I'm Gerard Matola. I want to speak in support of the South Central Farm. And so I think that this city, instead of paving over, the city's already paved over a lot of land. That I think that the city, instead of going after and like destroying the farm, what they should do, what you guys should do, is you should buy land in various neighborhoods around the city, especially where there's a lot of people in apartments who don't have room to garden, for neighborhood gardens around the city. Like, I live in Palms, Rosendal's district, and there's like people, it's apartments, and you don't have room to garden. So we need to I think we should have neighborhood gardens across the city. And you should be encouraging farmers, such as the South Central farmers, to do the same thing all over the city. And that's pretty much all I can think of to say right now. Okay.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Brigitte Lynn Hodgson. Brigitte? Is there Brigitte Lynn Hodgson here? Excuse me if I've mispronounced that. Going once, going twice. Okay, next I'd like to ask Janet Velasquez. Oh, is Brigitte? Please.
Hi, my name is Brigitte, and I'm a documentary maker. And for the last 2 years, I've been traveling cross country, and I've been to almost every single state. And I have been researching green spaces. And the reason why that I have been came to California to the South Central Farm was I was recommended in many garden communities that this was the most successful horticultural development in the whole nation. I was shocked to discover that on the day of their eviction, many baseball teams gave more respect and consideration, just like right now, no one is listening to me. And nationwide, people are realizing this. Nationwide, this garden is known. I'm really amazed at the lack of respect that
Please continue, ma'am.
I
Please
am
continue.
amazed at the lack of respect that this city council has given this project. And it's being noticed nationwide by journalists all over, especially Perry. Perry, it's very noticed that your lack of concern about the citizens that elected you, you are not considering their concern and choosing developers. It's really amazing, and the corruption is very obvious to many people, just like the corruption about FEMA is very obvious to many citizens. And this elective people represent the people, not government, not developments. It's a very amazing experience to witness this firsthand. While you guys say you want green spaces, and you're developing a 14-year most successful development,
Ms.
green
Hodgson,
space
if I can ask you to
nationwide, and you are not even protecting it while you still say that you want green spaces,
Thank
that
you very
LA
much,
is
Ms.
for
Hodgson.
green
We
spaces.
appreciate your comments today. That's it. 2 minutes. Our next speaker is Janet Velasquez and Valentin Diaz, Jose Nicolas, Maria de Jesus Cruz, Carmen Gaspar, Elisa Aviña,
I have
Ma-
to say a few things.
Maria Viña, Candido Santana, Gonzalo Gomez, Jose Corona, Roberto Macias, Lucila Delgado, and Alberto Tlatoa have been submitted together. Welcome. Please.
Good morning, my name is Janet. I have to say a few things to the city council people and the LAPD. Is that how you like to live for what you did over there at the South Central Farm? I think you guys like to live in like a garbage can. Because we were living a wonderful life over there. Why'd you go over there and destroy it? It was a beautiful place, but now all it is just a piece of dirt. So all you like to do is sit here while we're over there protesting and stuff. You're just sitting here and doing nothing. You're not even supporting us. Thank you.
Mi nombre es Valentín Díaz. Soy uno de los campesinos que hemos estado siempre en la lucha. Estamos aquí siempre hablándoles, recordándoles lo que pasó el 13 de junio, que no estuvo nada bien.
My name is Valentin Diaz. I'm a farmer. We're continuing the fight. We're here always in front of you, talking to you, reminding you about what happened on June 13th, which was something very inappropriate.
Yo les pregunto, señor presidente, señores concejales de habla hispana, señores concejales de habla inglés, ¿por qué esto en contra de nosotros?
I'm here to ask you, Mr. President, Mr. Spanish-speaking council people and English-speaking council people, why is this happening? Why is this being done against us?
No había razón para que hubieran hecho esto, principalmente en el distrito de la señora concejal Jan Perry.
There was no reason for this to have taken place, especially in the Councilwoman Perry's district.
Yo creo que no merecemos tanta destrucción, principalmente por nosotros, los viejos, por los niños, por las familias que van ahí, miran esas cosas que no les gusta.
I don't think we deserve this much destruction. When I say we, I'm referring to us, the elderly, the families, the children, especially the children that are taking a look at and they're seeing something that I'm sure they're not liking.
Yo les pregunto a ustedes, señores concejales, que miraran un poquito esas cosas que no debían de haber pasado. Yo le pregunto al señor alcalde, señor Villarraigosa, nosotros los campesinos lo pusimos allí.
I ask you, esteemed council people, to take a look at a situation that should have never taken place. I also ask the mayor, Villarraigosa, we elected him, we put him there, and I ask him the following.
¿Por qué a la hora de la hora que lo necesitábamos, él no hizo nada para salvar eso? Eso fue un terrorismo, eso fue un asesinato, lo que hicieron ahí.
I asked him, why is it when the time came, he didn't do anything to help us? This was short of terrorism. This was homicide. What was done there, this is exactly what took place.
Yo quisiera cosas mejores para ese lugar. Quizá yo ya no lo vea, pero yo le digo a la señora Jan Perry que en su distrito están pasando muchas cosas.
I would like a lot of more better things in that situation, but perhaps I will not be around to see them. But I asked Ms. Councilwoman Perry, I'm telling her that a lot of bad things are happening in her district.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mi nombre es Carmen y le cedo mi turno a Ryan.
My name is Carmen, and I cede my time to Roger.
Good morning. My name is Ryan Johnson here in the South Central Farmers. On the issue of human rights, just recently in Mexico, just like it's happening here, we see an ugly display of failing respect for human rights and human life. As the people here and in Mexico are under attack by extreme force, extreme suppressing force organizing resistance, and under the pressure of extreme force and private singular interest in Los Angeles. This is a democracy. This is a city that has committed itself to community rights. It's committed itself to improving green spaces. And just like in Santa Huertenco, I saw the oppression, the horror of the oppression of the federal police unleashed upon the people, and as it raped, as it beat unarmed civilians, as it trampled over the community, the community and the rights of the constituents. Meanwhile, an equally impactful international event is happening here. in a city where we have committed ourselves to expanding green spaces, to protecting the community, and providing the rights of the people, providing for the rights of the people to sustain themselves. I just ask upon the council people to uphold the demands that have been placed upon them by the community of South Central, by leaders around the world, communities around the world, and know that we're reaching a time of reckoning where we need to make a decision upon whether we're going to uphold the human and civil rights of the community or let those fall to the wayside, and allow for our indigenous cultures here to be sacrificed at the expense of private singular interests. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Muy buenos días, mi nombre es José y le cedo mi lugar a Jennifer.
Good morning, my name is Jose, and I'm ceding my time to Jennifer. Janita, sorry.
Geneva. Thank you. I recently watched on television a program that showed polar bears dying in the Arctic because the ice is melting. This may seem far afield for a city council, but these polar bears are the canary in our minds. And if we don't start paying attention to what's going on, we as a species may not survive. Now, it is necessary. We're at a dreadful crossroads as a species. It's necessary to think globally. But it is only possible to act locally. That's all any human being can do. And big government is not going to save the planet. Only local governments and people, citizens acting in concert with them can save us. And people, you need to step up to the plate. The South Central Farm is an essential piece of our spiritual and mental approach to solving these problems. It's a vital necessity that we recognize that we need to have green spaces locally all over the country, in every city, in every small town, in every city on the planet, if we're going to do anything to reverse the trend that is leading us to disaster. It is time to overcome petty interests. It is time to overcome monetary interests. It is time to look at the big picture before it's too late. This farm is being recognized around the world as much bigger and much more important than just the small interests of any one city. It needs to be and has been an example to all of what can be done when people have the will. And it costs no money to the city, which may be part of what scares everyone, because the people really can accomplish things with the slightest bit of support from their government and no money.
Thank you very
I've
much,
come
ma'am.
100 miles to tell you this. I don't live in LA anymore.
Thank you very much.
I live in the high desert.
We appreciate you being here.
I love-
And that your time is up, ma'am. Thank you very much for your comments. We have time. I'm sorry, ma'am. We have 2 minutes per speaker, and that's why that clock is there, so I'm sorry. But thank you very much for your comments. We appreciate you coming down. If we can have one more speaker from the South Central Farmers, and then we're over time.
Good morning, City Council members. My name is Alberto Clatoa, a South Central farmer. It so happens that Saturday I attended a documentary screening of Inconvenient Truth. And there I saw our Councilwoman Jan Perry speaking of fighting global warming, and yet she has not done anything for the South Central Farm. How can she? We need to take baby steps before we go to the international steps, all right? And you guys have seen the community support that we have here. You've seen it, and we will continue to bring our supporters and the farmers of South Central, because this is an issue that is international. This is an issue that is recognized around the world. We receive a lot of messages of solidarity from a lot of other farmers who are in the struggle as well, and from other countries. The whole world is watching, whether you see that or not. Somebody needs to step up to the plate and take leadership and say, you know what, let's save this farm for the community, because it belongs to the community, and it shall remain for the community. This is the largest open space, green space in South Central. And now that I think about it, I've been driving around South Central and looking at our parks, and in the Ninth District, most of the parks don't even have grass. We have the largest green space in this city here in South Central. And that's not funny, Jan Perry. I don't find it funny. I'll bring pictures to you to prove to you how the parks are, so I'll bring some pictures for you next time. We will continue to come until you guys do something. We have proven our determination, and we will continue and continue and continue until this issue is resolved for our community, because enough is enough. We have taken a principled stand for trying to help families grow organic food. And this is what the South Central Farm represents. It represents safety, culture, green space. It represents a lot to our community, and that's why we have made our commitment to be here for the past 3 years, and we will continue until
Thank you, Mr.
victory is
Tuttle.
proclaimed.
Thank you. That closes our public comment for today. We are already 7 minutes over. That closes our public comment for today. I'd like to read the other names into the record. Matt Dowd, Dele Alamein, Geneva Teste, Summer Reese, Ahmad Butler, Jose Lopez, Amanda Rosette. Unless there's a motion to extend public hearing comments, that is our general public comment. We appreciate everybody being down here today. I'm sorry, it's just 10 minutes is our minimum. Thank you. I'm sorry, that's all we have time for today. Let's go to the first item on the agenda, please.
Next item on the agenda, Mr. President, is item number 3, and that's confirmation of Mr. Ramon Muniz to the, it's a reappointment to the Rent Adjustment Commission.
If you can ask the commissioner to come forward, the nominee. And Mr. Wesson, I'd like to recognize you as the chair of the Housing, Community, and Economic Development Committee on our commissioner renomination. Mr. Wesson.
Yes, Mr. President and members, I have no questions for this young man. He appears to have had all the skills, and I think that he's worthy of a unanimous vote by this council.
Thank you, Mr. Wesson. Mr. Reyes?
I just stand and support Mr. Muniz for this position. As I've said before, he does come from the neighborhoods of District 1. His family has been a tremendous participant. They have their own family foundation. They provide scholarships for young people. Mr. Muniz has been working with higher education for many years in Cal State Northridge. I think we are very lucky to have an individual like him who understands the hardships of many of the communities that we represent. And I want to thank him for his hard work and look forward to his advocacy with the Rent Adjustment Commission, especially in a day and time when many of our families cannot even afford to live in Los Angeles. Many families are living 2, 3, up to 4 incomes to pay for a 2-bedroom apartment, given the type of work that they are allowed to work and given the salaries that they are given to them. This is the kind of work that Mr. Muniz can address. So thank you very much, Mr. Muniz.
Thank you.
And any thoughts for the body here in council? Any thoughts on your participation here with the rent adjustment?
The work that's being done is within the commission itself. It's something that's always ongoing. We're in the process of always looking at the regulations, bringing them up to date, find out what other cities are doing in relations to similar regulations, and to keep everything up to par. One concern that we share is that the loss of affordable housing is a major crisis, and what's going to add on to this crisis is the conversion from apartments to condominium. That's going to be a very serious issue that has to be considered and given the city's full attention to find a compromise that will work for the city, for the people, but also for the developers.
Thank you, sir. And I just want to let you know that Councilman Weston, as the chair of the Housing Economic Development Committee, along with myself and other council members, Councilor Weiss, Gruhl, we've attended these hearings, and we're right now in the process of coming up with some policy that will hopefully curb some of the impact that's occurring citywide. So thank you very much for your service.
Thank you.
Urge and I vote.
Thank you very much, Mr. Reyes. Anybody else wishing to be heard on Mr. Muniz? If not, let's please open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
Congratulations again, and thank you for your service.
Thank you
Appreciate
for the opportunity to serve the city.
Absolutely. We look forward to working with you in the next term. So, Next item, please, Madam Clerk.
Mr. President, item number 4 was being held on the desk. I'm not sure if that's ready to go yet. It's an
Okay.
ordinance.
Mr. Reyes, should we hold it on the desk, or is it ready?
Can we continue number 4 for one day on request of Councilmember Cardenas and staff?
Okay. Is there any objection, colleagues, to continuing item number 4 for one day? If not, that'll be the order. Next item, please.
Next item, Mr. President, item number 6 was also being held on the desk.
Yes, thank you, Council President. 6, so we can continue for 3 weeks.
Okay, 3 weeks would be the 18th of July. Is there any objection to that continuation, colleagues? If there is no objection, that will be ordered for number 6 as well. Okay, next item, please.
Next item, Mr. President, is item number 20, and that was reconsidered, and I believe there's a card on that item.
20, there's no card. It was 29, 30, and 37. So,
Then, since it was reconsidered, do you wish to vote on that again?
Ms. Perry, did you want on 20? Something else? Okay, let's take care of number 20 again. Why don't we open the roll again on that, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
11 eyes.
Okay, that is approved. Ms. Perry, yes.
I just wanted to make a motion to reconsider 14, 15, and 40.
I'm sorry, 14, 15,
15 and 40.
and 40. Okay. I think, did we reconsider 40 already? No, we did not. So let's open the roll on reconsideration of 14, 15, and 40. Close the roll and tabulate the vote, please.
11 eyes.
All right, those are back before us. Let's take 14. Is that the next one, Madam Clerk?
Do you want to take up 14 next, then?
Would that be next in order right now?
Yes.
Okay, let's take up 14. Ms. Perry.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. President. On item 14, I'm just requesting a friendly amendment. This item was approved in Public Works, but my colleague, Mr. Parks, had requested that we have a report back broken down by council districts, so I wanted to amend that.
All right, great. I'll second that. Anybody else wishing to be heard on this? Hearing none, let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
11 eyes.
Okay, that is approved as amended. Next item.
Next item is item number 15, and that was reconsidered by Councilmember Perry.
Ms. Perry.
Just want to request, Mr. President, that this item be sent back to Public Works Committee.
Okay. Is there any objection, colleagues, to sending this back to the Public Works Committee, number 15? If not, that will be the order. Next item, please.
Next item, Mr. President, is item number 21, and the CAO has submitted a resolution for council to adopt. And for the record, the winning bidders on the $767.5 million for the 2006 Trans Citigroup Global Markets, $100 million for true interest costs of 3.705%. Goldman Sachs, $100 million for true interest costs of 3.723%. Bank of America Securities, $25 million for true interest cost of 3.725%. Citigroup Global Markets, $542.5 million for true interest costs of 3.726%, and the blended true interest cost of 3.723%.
Okay. Anybody wishing to be heard on this? Ms. Perry, I have you on the speaker queue. Was that for the previous item or for this one?
That was on...
We have item 21 before us now. Okay.
No.
Anybody else wishing to be heard? If not, let's prepare the roll and tabulate the vote. That is approved with 11 ayes.
And that was 11 ayes.
Okay. Next item, please.
Next item, Mr. President, is item number 29, and that was called special for a card from the public.
Okay, for item 29, I'd like to ask Matt Dowd to come forward, please, on item 29. Mr. Dowd here, going once, going twice. We'll close the public hearing on that. Anybody wishing to be heard from council? If not, please open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
11 eyes.
Okay, next item, please.
Next item, Mr. President, is item number 30, and that was called special for a card from the public.
Okay, we have another card from Mr. Dowd. Is Mr. Dowd still not here? We'll consider that public comment period open and closed. And anybody wishing to be heard from council? If not, please prepare the roll and tabulate the vote.
11 eyes.
That is approved. Next item, please.
Next item, Mr. President, is item number 34, called special by Councilmember Wesson, and there is an amending motion that has been distributed.
Okay, it's a technical amendment. If nobody wishes to be heard, please prepare the roll as amended and tabulate the vote.
11 eyes.
That is approved. Next item.
Mr. President, there is a substitute motion that has been distributed on item number 36, and that was adopted previously. Do you wish to reconsider that?
Let's take 37 first. if we can. Item 37, we have public speaker card from Mr. Dowd. Mr. Dowd here. If not, we'll open and close public comment on that. If we can prepare the roll on 37 and tabulate the vote.
11 eyes.
That is approved. If we can go back to reconsideration of 36 now. Please open the roll on reconsideration. Close the roll and tabulate the vote.
11 eyes.
Okay, that is before us. And you say that's been circulated, Madam Clerk?
Yes, it has, Mr. President.
Okay. Anybody wishing to be heard on 36? If not, please prepare the roll and tabulate the vote.
11 eyes.
All right, that is approved. Last item, item 40.
Item 40, and there is a card on that item.
Okay, I'd like to take our public comment card first from Sylvia Hawkins. If you'd like to come forward, 2 minutes, Ms. Hawkins.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ms. Sylvia Hawkins. Concerning item number 40, related to funding money to maintain the current year number of emergency homeless shelter beds, I would say yes to this issue. Instead of homeless people being put on the side of the road or kicked to the side, I do believe that a shelter is a place for them to lay their head. Laying on the side of the road means they are homeless. I am on standby concerning medication and food danger, dealing with those that are cooking the food. But if they need to use those shelters for beds, I am with honoring the request of the current money that is that we have left over for Councilman Jan Perry to continue them to have a place that is a bed, even though medication is running out and medication is a danger zone. Thank you very much. My name is Ms. Sylvia Hawkins.
Thank you, Ms. Hawkins. That closes our public comment for this item. Ms. Perry, did you want to be heard on this?
Thank you, Mr. President. I had asked for reconsideration because after speaking with my colleague, who's also the Chair of Budget and Finance, Mr. Parks, he did not feel it was necessary to send it back to committee and suggested that I make the following verbal recommendation to move the money from the unappropriated balance and then move an additional 100,000, is that correct? 50,000 from the reserve fund because of the action that the County of Los Angeles has taken to support us in this effort, and this would all take place after July the 1st, 2006.
Thank you very much. All right, Mr. Parks, in accordance with that?
We support that. In fact, during the Budget Committee, great discussion about expanding the number of beds. The negotiation went forward with the county. They came up with about $1 million, not only for this year, but for the next 4 years, so 5 years of $1 million. Our commitment was $1,050,000 in the UB. So from our commitment of the number of beds, we're 50,000 short. So we're going to move it from the reserve fund to make our commitment $1,100,000 for the year. The county's is $1 million.
Great. Thank you very much, both of you, on this item. Anybody else wishing to be heard? If not, please prepare the roll and tabulate the vote. Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't get clear the amendment that was made, so
okay.
can you just make that clear?
Let's just restate what that was, Madam Clerk.
So we're
if you have
voting
that.
on, we're reconsidering the item with the amendment, but we voting on the reconsideration right now?
No, we had reconsidered already. We were
Okay,
voting on it as amended.
So I'm just not sure what the amendment was.
Okay, why don't we restate? We voted on it, but just why don't we restate what it was we just voted on, and then we can decide whether or not to reconsider it once more. Oh, that's correct. That's a good point. We can only actually reconsider once unless we want to suspend the rules, and we already reconsidered once. But why don't we clarify, because we may have agreement on it.
We could just point of clarification and.
Mr. Parks?
Basically, during the budget process, we put $1,050,000 in the UB. We sent the CLA to go and negotiate with the county to see if they would cover at least half of our commitment to get more beds in the shelter. We've already put $4 million. We put $1,050,000, expecting to add beds. The county came forward with $1 million as of yesterday and made a commitment for $1 million for each year for 5 years. That makes our commitment about 50,000 short. So what we're saying is move the $1,050,000, go to the reserve fund and get 50,000. So we're now committed to $1,100,000 as of July 1st.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, we're good? Okay. All right, that finishes the regular agenda. We do have a special one that has been introduced. Mr. Parks, would you like to speak to the findings?
Thank you, Mr. President. Yes, we have an item that many of us worked on over the last year in which we changed the formula for franchise fees for pipes going through our district. We gave a specific direction that this ordinance should be effective as of November 18, 2005. There was an oversight, and basically that did not go into play. And if we do not take action by June 30th, the action of the new ordinance would lose about $792,000 that would be distributed amongst the 15 council districts. So this finding is that the delayed notification, the failure to implement that ordinance, we would like to correct and have this put on, if possible, the agenda for Wednesday so that we can vote on it.
Thank you. Let's open the roll on the findings, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
11 eyes.
That is before us. Anybody wishing to be heard on this? If not, let's prepare the roll. I'm sorry. Okay. So we'll hear that tomorrow. My apologies. All right. Next order of business.
Council has motions for posting and referral.
Those are posted and referred.
There are excuses on the desk. Councilmember Cardenas requests to be excused Friday, September 29th for city business that meets council policy.
Mr. Cardenas is excused.
Councilmember Padilla requests to be excused October 3rd, 4th, and 6th for personal business that also meets council policy.
And those excuses are granted.
And that clears the desk.
Any announcements, colleagues? Any announcements? Yes, Mr. Rosendahl?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to let my colleagues know that tomorrow I'm going to bring a motion forward on global warming. Jan Perry and I were at the Saturday night California Plaza event where Al Gore introduced his film, and we've seen so many headlines lately about global warming, and we have been on the forefront of it with our fleets and everything else, but we're going to take a harder look at it, and I hope to put a motion before us that gives us the energy to be a bold city in this country at this particular point in time. I consider global warming real serious. I know my colleagues do too, and if we don't come up with a strategy and plan, we're in deep trouble. So I just wanted to announce, and anybody wants to work with me on it for tomorrow's motion, I'd be more than happy to have their support. Thank you, Mr. President.
Any other announcements, colleagues? Mr. Parks?
One announcement, tonight, June 27th at 6:30 at the Prince Hall Memorial Auditorium, 9027 South Figueroa, the LA Police Commission will be having their weekly meeting out in the community.
Thank you. Any other announcements, colleagues? Does anybody have any adjourning motions today? If not, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Cardenas, Gruel, Han, Weezer, Labange, Padilla, Parks, Perry, Reyes, Rosendahl, Smith, Weiss, Wissens, and Garcetti.
Thank you very much. This meeting is adjourned. We will next be in session, colleagues, tomorrow, Wednesday, the 28th of June at 10 a.m. here in City Hall, Council Chambers, Council Chambers. Thank you. This meeting is adjourned.